Act. They should develop the education, and they're also in charge of the internal organization. And it means that they're in charge of budgeting, managing the resources, they're in charge of staffing, like hiring teachers and giving salaries to teachers. And with this also, of course, comes a lot of accountability and responsibility. There are, of course, a lot of strong expectations, and perhaps the strongest is to improve the results of the students, since the declining results of Swedish students in PISA. And there's a very strong expectation that they should be pedagogical leaders. So this is creating role conflicts because they are supposed to be pedagogical leaders, but they're also struggling with a lot of administrative work because of the accountability. Also, when we talk to principals today in our research programs, they spend a lot of time hiring principals, recruiting staff, because there's a lack of qualified teachers in Sweden. And one of the most important role demands that they struggle with, it's a struggle between giving each individual student the right to their special needs to get the proper results versus the allocated resources. We have an ongoing study about principals' work environment and their health, and this study showed that 25% of Swedish principals, we have more than 2,000 answers, more than 25% of them show early signs of exhaustion, and they are in risk of burnout. And that is quite a high number. It's doubled compared to other work groups in Sweden. The turnover is quite large. Currently, principals stay 2 to 3 years in the same school. This, of course, creates problems, and we need to think about sustainability. So a lot of the principals are thinking about, should I stay or should I go? In conclusion, we see three great areas for principals that needs special attention in Sweden today. And that's migration, digitalization, and environmental issues. And for that, we need to put even more emphasis on leading with a moral purpose, to lead with values and norms.
Migration, digitalization, environmental.
Yeah. Sweden. And we also put emphasis in
local issues.
We also need to put emphasis on to lead on a scientific ground, to have research-based education and also leadership based on research. Of course, to lead the digitalization of the organizations, and for that, principals needs an enhanced ability to organize, to analyze, and to communicate. Thank you. That's the Swedish presentation.